So I want to run you through how I earned $2,871 in a single day selling some really silly docs, right? So this is the Thrivecart transaction where I had 102 total transactions happen. It was absolutely wild, right? And upon reflection, it just proves that when you have a mission, when you simplify things, like you have one really simple offer to one audience and one singular way of doing things, people are attracted to simplicity because simplicity scales, complexity fails. So what I wanted to do is sort of give you a day in the life of what I do because, since 2023, what I've realized is that I just package my knowledge in a very simple document and then sell that online. Like I built an audience of 46,000 people on LinkedIn and recently just crossed 5,000 subscribers on my email list. There's been no ads, none of that, and just dabbling into like Instagram more recently with little automations. But I make, excluding that day, around about $100 to $300 per day. And it's been like that since the beginning of 2024 when I started this one offer, one post and one email a day lifestyle. It's been sensational. Now, on my email list, I used to buy into the high ticket stuff, sell my high ticket. That was a lot of fun, right? And don't get me wrong, I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for that. But the key difference is, life changes. There's ins and outs, ups and downs. I've recently just had a daughter. So having a daughter changed my way of thinking. I wanted to build more leverage, and I built my business to basically allow me to be in this moment today, right? Like being a present dad, a present husband, having high MRR, but having a lot of fun. And when I had my daughter, my time sort of shrinked a little bit. So that's why I doubled down on systems, I doubled down on low ticket, and I created a very, very simple engine, which I will be sharing in the coming weeks on how to do all of that. I'm going to call it the Micro Offers Essentials. That's going to be product one. Then I'm going to call it the Micro Offers Playbook, which is going to show you how to do everything that I'm about to talk to you about today. And then after that, we're going to have, what did I call it? The Micro Snack Cartel. So a 3-part series. Now anyway, me having that sort of 2K day was like a mini launch, right? So what I do is I write one post on LinkedIn every day, and that usually talks about my philosophy, my beliefs, my story, a plan. I'm known as the Google Doc guy on LinkedIn because I just talk about that all the time. And then I have a passive call to action to click visit my website and get on my email list. Now, once they get on my email list, I just write stories in something I call the story, lesson, pivot, offer framework. I tell a really quick story, I find the lesson in it, and I pivot, and then I share the offer passively. I never do this whole last chance buy my stuff sort of terminology because it's just not me. It feels icky. So when I doubled down on low ticket, I sort of recycled assets that I was already teaching clients and sort of asked them the questions. I amalgamated all the questions I'm being asked constantly, and I was like, what is that core problem that you want me to solve or that we are solving this week, etc. One of them was something that had to do with giving tons of value but not getting the sales that they wanted. So I created a workshop called How to Attract Buyers, Not Viewers, because the pain point inside Modern Maker, my program, was exactly that. So as soon as I brought that up, there was interest, but on my email list, I told them it was I think it was almost like a 9-day sequence, right? 9-day broadcast. Every day I wrote an email about how to attract buyers, not viewers, to give context to the workshop. Now, on my email list, usually what I do is I sell things that are high ticket. Could be like 3K, 5K, whatever K. When I had mid-ticket offers, they were 500 to 1K. When I did low-ticket offers, it was approximately $100. Now, this time, what I did was make the workshop ticket $9. So to my audience, it was a bit of a shock. It was like, oh, this is really cheap for the value that we're getting, because I wanted to build a bigger pool of customers. Because I don't like selling to leads. I'd much prefer talk to customers by just paving the way and inviting customers to become clients. So I did this sort of sale where for the next 9 days, I wrote a story-driven email and then pitched this workshop, the buyers versus viewers. And there was trickles of sales throughout, but like on that last day when I said it was the last day, it was true urgency. I said, guys, the workshop is starting at 6 p.m. Cyprus time. The link is no longer going to work, right? And I also did that 72 hours, 48 hours, and then 24 hours, and then I think 6 hours towards the deadline. A lot of people fear sending more emails, but to me it was like, the more emails you send, the more money you make. Yes, of course I got some unsubscribes, but actually it really helped me put this together, both mindset-wise and understand that the more offers you make, the more offers you can make. And one of my mentors once sort of told me this quote, and that, sounds cliche, but it changed my life around. Making an offer every single day is going to help you make more money, right? So when I, got rid of that ick because I felt really salesy, I didn't want to ask for it, and now I make an offer every day, you make more money, right? But I've just done it in a way that aligns with me, that is fun. The story-driven emails for me aren't, when I ran this campaign, it wasn't always about buyers and viewers. There was a mix of stories that had context, directly applied to that, like writing LinkedIn posts and Instagram posts and all of that. But the other side of it was stories from my life, like becoming a dad right now, changing diapers, walking the dogs. Life is simple, but this is what I'm living right now in this exact moment. So those were the stories that I wrote in the emails, and people would buy and said, turn around and said, Jacob, actually that was really, really entertaining to be a part of your email list and whatever. Now, the $9 thing had a little twist to it as well. So what I showed you on my phone was the front end revenue. I also got clients in the back end, because what I did was you could buy a once-off ticket, and that was $9. Happy days, you got the resources, you got the replay, you got the video, you got everything that came with it. Or for the same $9, you got a trial into Modern Maker, which is my program, and then it would be $50 a week. So what I'm finding over time, I think I did another YouTube video last week, you can check it over, I'll drop it in the description below, was people want to experience. So by giving them that experience for 9 days, then they get to decide. And obviously out of those people, some of them decided not to proceed, but some of them got a taste and wanted to stay. But that means the back-end revenue grew. So I added about 4K in MRR from this on top of the 2K that I made, which is now going to be recurring, subject to me being able to retain these clients and show them a good time. Now, why do I tell you all of this, right? My silly little documents are an entire belief system that I hold very close to my heart, because in 2023, when I was running my business, it was all about sales calls, outbound, push energy, but being able to rewire, burn to the ground that entire belief and say, I now believe you can sell without sales calls, and set a proper constraint to the deal, right? That means I am building, or rather designing, a business I want to run towards, and I'm not designing a business I want to run away from, right? Because I'm now leading with alignment, and alignment is the key, because energetically, I believe, once you fix your energy and you do the inner work, nothing else matters, Even though now I am sleeping a little bit less, even though, I'm waking up through the night and this is a new experience, the fact that I am energetically aligned with my business model and the way I do things is what is helping me currently sustain clients, be okay, and do everything I can to serve them and actually feel joyous when I wake up. So to have that 2K day is very, very simple. Now, since we are talking about the philosophy, I want to leave you with something today, right? So what I want to show you is that you can make every day a payday, right? With 5 simple steps. It's sort of like passive or semi-passive income, if you like. And the mantra is very simple. It's 5 steps. Number 1, solve a specific problem for someone. What is that problem that you've solved? What is an obstacle that you've overcome or something you enjoy talking about? Number 2, write out like a 10 to 15 page doc solving that problem based on your experience. Write down the steps, keep it raw, don't worry. Then number 3 is make a pretty cover photo. Like, you can use Google Docs, you can use Notion, you can use Canva, you can use whatever it is, but your first impression counts. So having a cool cover page works really well. You can do it yourself or you can hire if you want to. And then number 4 is uploading it to a platform like Gumroad, Standstore, or Kit. I'm a big fan of Kit because I love email, but when I started, and I still do use Gumroad today, they just have a higher fee that they take per transaction. But that allows you to upload it to a platform where that could be sold, right? And I've had students just do it with a Stripe link and it doesn't even matter. And then what you do is you create 1 post per day, whether that's a text post or a reel, a video, an email, whatever it is, whatever medium you want. You create that and you give context, right? You don't just put in garbage content. You write content that gives context to this and make them an offer to download it, right? To buy it, to whatever. And that is essentially the 5-step sort of passive income guide, which if you want, I'll drop in the description below so you can visualize it and see it. That enables me to go over and over and over and over again and drill home these docs and have these like 2K days. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to do what I do, right? Like, you could be like, what is a problem that I solve for someone? And it could be that, thinking of my wife now, you help first-time mums gain back the weight that they have after their firstborn baby. It could be that you help divorced dads find the confidence within them to, start dating again. It could be that you help somebody create home-cooked vegan meals. It doesn't all have to be like coaching and consulting, right? Like, see behind me, I'm like a guitarist here. It could be like a cheat sheet on your first major scale or your first blues scale. And then you are solving a specific problem for a specific person. That is the mantra, right? And then you're putting it in a doc, making it look pretty, uploading it to a platform, and then creating content around it. That is the essence of this that I wanted to leave you with, right? So hopefully you got a little bit of context on where I'm at, what I'm doing, how I've had it. And if you enjoyed these videos, you can hit subscribe and let me know if this format works. I can do more of these. But I want to leave you with that. So power to you.